This week on MLS Insider.
We knew going down to Central America and Mexico that there was going to be some hostile crowds.
They love us here.
Pero sí, en la calle yo con mis amigos siempre estábamos disponibles para jugar lo que fuese y con una pelota a dos piedras jugábamos y así fue como fuimos creciendo poco a poco hasta llegar donde estoy.
I think we were all excited to be in the tournament. We thought it would be a great honor to represent not only Real Salt Lake, but to represent the entire league in a region-wide tournament and hopefully make a statement.
We wanted to go out there and prove to the world that we can compete with the other clubs in our region, and we went out there and did that.
After 6 months of preliminary games in the CONCACAF tournament, Real Salt Lake found themselves in the semifinals, playing 2 games against Costa Rican side Saprissa. A 2-0 home win set the stage for their road trip to Costa Rica.
We knew going down to Central America and Mexico that there was going to be some hostile crowds.
It was crazy. The fans were throwing things at our bus, and I think somebody hit Sabo's window with a glass beer bottle. It kind of shook us up a little bit. And then we got to the stadium, and the fans are just lined up, around the stadium, and the atmosphere is really loud.
I understand because I speak Spanish, so I understand what they say.
We could hear the fans yelling at us and stuff in the locker room, and then when you get out on the field, it's really close.
Yeah, it was really intense, and we did a pretty good job in the early going of keeping them off the scoreboard. But once they scored and that place erupted, naturally, the momentum switches.
The crowd at that point was going wild, and we were under it for sure.
Another corner taken by Javi. High, loose in front, shot, and a goal!
And Jameson's goal really kind of gave us some breathing room a little bit. It was difficult, without question, a place that's kind of like no other in this region. But I think that game helped us to go down to Monterrey and put ourselves in a good position again for the final.
Despite losing 2-1, Real Salt Lake advanced to the final by an aggregate 3-2 point victory. And more importantly, gained confidence that they could score in the most hostile road stadiums.
At that time, Monterrey was a powerhouse in Mexico, winning everything.
Go after these just like any other team. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
17 minutes into the game, Monterrey striker Aldo Denigris capitalized on a loose ball.
Loose in front, a shot in the goal. It's a goal for Monterrey.
With confidence high and a league game coming the following weekend, manager Victor Manuel Vucetich took Denigris out of the game to let him rest.
He just scored a goal for them. They took him out, and you would think that they would want to, score a couple more goals. But I think they're overconfident.
35 yards out, Will puts it back in the box again. Looking in, headed down and in! It's a goal!
Definitely gave us some life.
He gets it and approaches. Suazo puts it away. It's 2-1 Monterrey.
But when Monterrey was awarded a penalty kick that gave them a 2-1 lead, the end of the game approached. Things looked desperate for Real Salt Lake.
89th minute now, top of the box, Javier in, Javier shot and a goal! Oh, it's a goal!
And then boom, we're 2-2, sitting pretty, going home.
Heading back to the U.S., Real Salt Lake needed only to tie Monterrey, while holding them to under 2 goals, to claim the CONCACAF Champions League title and advance to the FIFA Club World Cup. Adding to Real's momentum was a 37-game unbeaten streak at Rio Tinto.
We came home and figured that we'd just do it again and get the result that had been coming for a long time before that, which was at least a draw at home, and we advanced. I think maybe we kind of thought the job was 3/4 done, when in fact it was only half done.
It was such a huge game. Just thinking that we really have a chance to be champions and win this whole thing and do it in front of our fans. And there was nothing to stop us, really, you know? Everything was in our court.
One thing working against Real Salt Lake, however, was the suspension of team captain Kyle Beckerman due to yellow card accumulation.
I got a bull beat, yellow card, but I still had confidence in the guys. I feel like we all felt we can win this. We really felt that it was going to be our trophy.
Cardozo, Suazo, Santana in, leaves it off, loose in front, the goal. Goal for Monterrey.
The whole game, when we let that goal in, I thought we were going to get one. I thought this is meant to be for us.
Javi driving it into the box. Olave heads it down, loose in front, and just wide.
Hit the crossbar, hit the post, had balls cleared off the line.
Shot from distance, just wide by Olave that time.
Even right down to the last minute, we still had some great chances. I can remember them kind of picking one off the line, and the goalie made another diving save.
In front, kicked in and wide.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to put one in the back of the net, and they went on to be the champs.
It was heartbreaking. Without question, it was heartbreaking.
The most painful place to be is to be in second place and to be very, very close to first. It was really, really hard to watch another team collecting medals, first place medals, on a podium in the middle of our field. That will be something that will stick with me forever.
Having a team come in and lift the trophy in front of our fans, and yeah, that was definitely took the soul out of me and my passion right out of me, and it hurt.
A little higher with your heel, and jaw, little push.
I think it would be massive if an MLS club won the Champions League. I think that, for the world to accept MLS, it would be very positive.
We're on the edge right now to win the CONCACAF Champions League. We've proven that we could win in Mexico. We've proven that we get results anywhere, and it's just a matter of time to actually, raise that trophy.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
He's probably the best player in the league at recovering the ball.
Ozzie just has the most fascinating story.
He's a very determined individual. Obviously, when you make a decision to leave your country, to leave your parents, to leave your roots and take that risk, that means you're a pretty strong-willed, pretty independent guy.
It's simple life, go to school, play soccer, be with my family, my friend, and be in Cuba all the time, yeah. My dad, he plays soccer, so when I grow up, he always takes me to the field to play with him, and that's why I became the soccer player. Las oportunidades no son muy buenas, sabemos que Cuba no tiene esas oportunidades para jugar el fútbol, pero sí, en la calle yo con mis amigos siempre estábamos disponibles para jugar lo que fuese, y y siempre contento para desarrollar el fútbol y nada, con una pelota, 2 piedras, jugamos y así fue como fuimos creciendo poco a poco hasta donde estoy. Cuando yo ya sabía que había llegado al equipo nacional y ya había llegado a un tope en Cuba de fútbol y no tenía más meta que lograr y simplemente quise buscar algo profesional para mí, poder desarrollarme como futbolista y tomé la decisión de venir a jugar profesional aquí a Estados Unidos.
So back in 2007, at the Gold Cup in the US, the Cuban team were in Houston. Now, one day, they walked into a Walmart. With a backpack, $700 stuffed into it, he had a plan that whatever was going to happen that day, the team were turning right in Walmart, he was turning left.
Yeah, planning a little bit, but the risk was high, you know. Always when you defend, you have to be aware of what's going on around you. So we buy in the store and people, they buy stuff and they concentration in. When I got the opportunity to leave the team, I did it, so I'm very happy for that moment. But I was so scared and right when I left the team. I always listen to my father when he told me, whatever you want to do it, and doesn't matter what happens. In 2009, when my first game in MLS, walking the tunnel, see the crowd screaming Seattle Sunday was unbelievable for me. It wasn't the best moment in the United States for me.
I think what makes Ozzie so special is he's that hybrid type of player. He has that Central American flair to his game, but he also has that tenacity, that American blue-collar style of play. And he's able to dribble out of pressure, but at the same time, he's able to track a guy down for 50 yards and make that game-saving tackle.
There's Alonso timing his tackle terrifically.
He's probably the best player in the league at recovering the ball and at being able to intercept passes, at being able to win tackles and getting the ball back for your team. Because he's not physically a real big, imposing guy, sometimes the referees might let him get away with a little more of a shove, and he comes out with the ball.
He does have great presence, great balance, great strength himself. His timing is so good. He can make a crunching challenge, but it's almost always a fair challenge.
You have to be ready always when somebody is facing him to try to take you one-on-one. You have to be ready because you're gonna get the ball.
Yeah, it's been almost a year. I get my citizenship. Fortunately, I passed the test. Next, I try to play for United States, but I have to wait if it's possible or not.
It would be great if he could get a shot with the U.S. national team, but I don't know if the Cuban Federation would cooperate enough with FIFA to allow that to happen, because obviously they're not calling him into their national team, but they're still standing in the way from him being able to change allegiance and play for the U.S. But if that doesn't happen, then I'd like to see him lead Seattle to their first MLS Cup and their second and their third, because he's a player who can do that.
3 things you love about Seattle. Go. Number 1.
Fun.
What?
Fun.
Suns?
Fun.
Fans, like
Yeah.
in your house, the fans.
No, fun.
Ah, the fans in the field. 2.
The city.
The city. Number 3.
The team. I'm from Cuba, I love Cuba, but you know, my decision changed everything. Is the dream come true. Come here, play soccer, be American citizen, have family, For me, I have everything to be happy.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
What is it with you and doing something spectacular every time you touch the ball? Hey everyone, it's me, Jimmy Conrad, your favorite MLS player of all time. And now that I've stopped kicking the ball around with other grown men in small shorts, someone had the good idea of giving me the platform to interview important people in the game. And next up is one of the most exciting players in league history, DC United captain Dwayne DeRosario, on the show my friends like to call MLS Insider. So Dwayne, ever since I retired 2 years ago, one of the things I miss the most outside of playing is the banter in the locker room and eating good food with some teammates. So you scored yet another great goal. What is it with you and doing something spectacular every time you touch the ball?
I don't know. You know, it's just in the moment. You know, the heat of the moment. I get that gut feeling of, you know, now's the time to try it, and I don't second guess it, and I do it. Sometimes, you know, I pull off a good play. Sometimes it ends up the back of the parking lot somewhere.
Yeah, I remember I had the opportunity to play against you in the Open Cup. You were playing for the Richmond Kickers in the A-League, and I was playing for the San Jose Earthquakes. We ended up beating you guys 2-0, but we all, after the game, were like, man, who's that guy with the crazy hair, the dreads up top? I mean, you had a chip on your shoulder, and I think you still have it. And you attribute that all to just trying to...
That hunger, yeah, because, you know, you reach that stage where you now could provide for your family, and I didn't want to just settle with that. I wanted to really stamp my name as a professional. I wanted to give it everything I got, and, you know, I still love and have passion for the game, and I really wanted to make a mark wherever I played.
So with that chip on your shoulder, now you see kind of the young generation coming in, because you're an elder statesman now, and you have to be more of a mentor to the younger guys. Do you feel like they have that same kind of hunger, or do you think it's been different with this new generation?
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I think some do. I think it's a different time. You know, I think, like I said, I think some get it. I think some need that chip on their shoulder. I think some have the potential and they downplay it a little bit, and they don't really want to jump to the spotlight.
Is that a guy, though, that you bring under his shoulder?
Definitely, 100%, 100%. And our DC United team got a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, honestly speaking, they have a lot of little guys that I want to see them start playing with a chip on their shoulder. Like, listen, I'm a good player, and I need you to understand that I'm a good player, and you need to see that I'm a good player every week in, week out. And you know, that's what I try to do, is just encourage, motivate, and lift them up.
So in 2001, we were teammates, MLS Cup. We're playing in Columbus against the Los Angeles Galaxy. They were favored to win. You come on as a sub and score the golden goal winner to help us win our first ring, my only ring. I mean, how did that feel, that play, knowing when you got the ball out wide? I remember seeing it clearly in my mind. Danny Califf and Greg Vanny are like backing off of you. I'm like, they shouldn't do that, they shouldn't do that. And you end up hitting the back of the net.
It felt great. I mean, it felt like a huge weight is off your shoulder. You feel like, you know, everything you dreamt of as a kid has finally come through after all your hard work. And know the people that you want to win a championship with, and then guys like yourself and Agus and these guys, that great team chemistry that year. But for me personally, it was huge. You know, it was definitely, I still got a little goosebumps talking about it, because, you know, for me, it really solidified my name in this league.
Well, that one moment specifically is probably my favorite moment, because that's the only ring I got. But I never really understood the celebration, what was behind your funky robot chicken, and I don't know if you've ever explained it. Do you? Is there any secrets behind that?
Don't ever do that again. No, it's a shake and bake. It's something that, you know, it's kind of a tribute to great players, talented players that I've played growing up with in my younger days that never went on to play professionally. Some went on to semi-pro, some went on to college. You know, something that we did from when we were very young is something that I want to continue, just to show those guys, you know, they still got a lot of respect for them, and you know, in my hometown, it was Scarborough.
That was a lot more meaningful than I'd expected. I thought it was just some song you heard when you were a kid.
No.
To
Stop doing that. But you know, it's a breakdance element in there. I gotta say, there is a breakdance element. People think it's a funny change, but it's more like the pop and lock, you know? It's, you know, you're breaking it down.
You're gonna have to show me that off camera. Well, it was an honor to play with you. It was an honor to play against you.
Likewise.
The league is fortunate to have you, and you're a special person, Dwayne.
Thanks, Jimmy. Always a pleasure, bro.
Always a pleasure.
Coming up on MLS Insider.
Welcome to MLS Storytime Theater. Welcome to MLS Storytime Theater. I'm the world champion, Judah Friedlander. Today's story is called Big Mama and the Peculiar Contract. Mamadou Diallo was a 6'4" striker from Senegal who came to MLS in the year 2000, or 2000. Big Mama, they called him, and they said it with respect. On the Tampa Bay Mutiny, he teamed up with the great playmaker Carlos Valderrama. Big Mama loved Valderrama so much that he dyed his hair to look like him. While he never achieved the Hall of Fame hair status of Valderrama, it showed a sign of unity with a teammate. Big Mama scored 26 goals that season. Only Roy Lassiter and Chris Wondolowski ever scored more. Now, everyone likes scoring goals, but Big Mama seemed to like it more than most. Turns out his MLS contract paid him big bonuses for goals. Every 5 goals he scored, Big Mama got to ring the cash register. 10 goals, ka-ching. 15, ka-ching. 20 goals, double ka-ching. That's a lot of ka-chinging. A bonus for scoring goals like that might sound good on paper, but for a team, maybe not a good idea. Once Valderrama left the Mutiny, Big Mama's scoring chances dwindled, but he still wanted that bonus, and he started shooting every time he got the ball, even if he was nowhere near the goal. His teammates were not pleased. He was traded to New England, where one time at the opening kickoff, when Taylor Twellman touched the ball to him, Mamadou let fly at goal right from the center circle. According to Twellman, anytime someone else on the Rev shot the ball, Big Mama would say, "That is bull," to which Twellman would reply, "So is your contract." After 7 games and only 1 goal with New England, Diallo was traded. The peculiar contract did not cause a mutiny in Tampa Bay, but in New England, it started a revolution. The lesson here? Share. No matter what your peculiar contract says. Share. I don't have to share. When I play soccer, it's just me versus 11. Sometimes 12 or 13 or 14. Doesn't matter. But you guys, share. I'm the world champion Judah Friedlander. Join me next time for MLS Storytime Theater.
On the next MLS Insider.
Eddie is definitely one of the few inner city kids really playing the game.
I think coming from where I come from, you gotta have thick skin. It's the survival of the fittest.